usually my profession is a lawyer, but I'm an athlete. When I say it, I always say, yeah. So like, what do you do? Do you hit people legally? Of course, it's not that. At the first dispute, everything what about family will be forgotten. It's not about buying him a phone or letting him in his room since he's watching TV. I don't want to listen to the voice. Like, let him do anything. He's in there with his iPad.
Hmm.
Do something for his future. Those are his eyes are your eyes. His hands are.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Monday Talks. I'm so excited today to have a champion. First time on my podcast to have a champion, legally a champion. Okay, her name is Manal. Second name is
Salman.
Salva. Okay, nice to have you, Manal, today. And this is a new episode. I'm your host, Daniel Tokat, and we have a true luminary who gathered two things under one umbrella: law and sports. So let us, before we begin, I would love to ask you a favor from the heart. If you know that every subscription, every like, every share means the world to us. This is
Yeah.
a community we'd like to build up, to share knowledge, experiences, to leave impact to the world. So it is all about uh, not just numbers. It's a journey. We're taking it together to take these great minds and share their greater stories for us, our generation, and the next upcoming generation to learn from. These stories are just like inspiration for others. It will be great if you can share, subscribe, and support us in this channel. Moving forward, let's get started. And Manal, how are you today?
I'm perfect. Thank you.
Amazing. So let's get introduced to Manal from her voice, her tongue. How do you introduce yourself? Who's Manal?
Manal is an achiever, accomplisher. I love to motivate. I motivate myself at the first place. Um I love to do things outside of the box. I love to put my passion in everything I do. That's why it's usually successful because I do it upon my standards. And when you push your limits to a certain standard, then you can do accomplishments, like I said. I'm a lawyer with around 15 years of experience in different sectors of law, which is corporate, litigation, real estate, commercial, registration of trademarks, all kind of legal aspects. Uh, and I'm an athlete. I'm a world champion, gold medalist in Thai boxing sports,
Wow.
with a lot of also titles of Arab championships, professional fighter. I travel the world. It's amazing. I'm currently also part of the legal department of the Lebanese Olympic Committee, as well as executive board in my federation. So it's nice when you do something, do it from the heart, and that will be the result. The result will be success as usual.
You have unusual combination, sorry, between sports and legal. It's like different charisma in my perceivement. It's
No,
like,
no, no, they are the same. They are the same because nobody can force you to read a 1,000 document without having this the excitement to know. It's the same as you can never run at 4 a.m. in the morning unless you have the excitement to achieve something.
what does it
They
mean to be a sports leader, lawyer? Sorry, sports lawyer. What does it mean?
usually a lot of people ask me this question. It's like, what do you do? Do you hit people legally? Of course, it's not that. I know I can get away with it in case I did it. I can get myself out. But no, sports lawyer is I tell you, the law is by all it's helping people to understand their rights and their obligations and how they can be productive in the society and can be also protected, not only productive. In my case, in what I do, I care so much to do the bylaws of the federations, the regulations in an easy way that any person, any sportsman who read it, he can understand it. I care to do the contract also very clear and vivid. It doesn't need 5 hours of concentration to understand your contract as as a fighter or as a player or a football player, tennis player, golf player. Everything should be easy and understandable and without those like we call them false steps. This can also be applied on constitution of the federations, of the sports clubs, sports arenas, how to spread the sports in a way to let people, the awareness is very important. Sports has nothing to do with changing your character. I do boxing, but I'm basically a girl, a caring girl, a loyal girl. It has nothing to do. The sport will lift you up, will not put you down, will not
Okay.
change your character to be aggressive. It has nothing to do. You know, what you are is you are.
Okay.
So
So a very interesting thing that to have athletic background and a lawyer profession. How do you perceive interaction between your athletic career and your profession as a lawyer? I mean, what traits did you gain when from sports and you helped you in your lawyer profession?
yes, any sports person have like we have characters that they are built into us and that we acquire them during our life of doing professional sports, which is loyalty, the how to say the persistence, the will to do something, to challenge yourself because this is the most important, and to always dream of achieving. Because the moment you stop to dream about having something, dreams are not negotiable. Those are your dreams. When you set them, you have to apply them. You have to make them come true. Nobody will do it for you. So this is you get from the athletic behavior that when you decide, I want to support this case and I want to do it like when I did the governance system for the Paralympics in Saudi Arabia. I
Oh.
had only 7 days, and I had it with a team of beautiful team in Saudi Arabia, where I put my mind that I want to do it in 7 days, and we will get the first level of because the governance system it will give support to the gym, so we got the first place in 7 days.
Wow.
That's the attitude. That's the beautiful attitude of sports people. It's not like, oh, it's not doable, finish it. And it applies on everything in your life.
Okay,
That's
so
the beauty.
how can law support sports and athletes in the
Yeah.
society?
Yes, when you know your regulations, when you know what are your obligations and what you have to get out of it, and what are the forbidden materials, for example, for the athletes not allowed to take. What when you know what the how to say the amended regulations day by day, when you are in a knowledge about the world around you, what is the best way to reach your number, for example, for a runner in this definite time, what are the new sciences and studies. Law usually they take so much care about putting the regulations in a proper way, in a way that an athlete can understand it and a lawyer can understand it and an owner of the gym can understand. Our job is to make people's life easier and to support them, to protect them. Like now, there's a lot of issue about the transfer of players between one gym and the other. If you look at it from outside, it's very hard because for the gym who raise up this athlete, he doesn't want him to go to another gym. And for the athlete, maybe the rules are not now binding what he like. So there comes the power of a lawyer with the mediation qualities that he can mediate between both and do a win-win situation without letting any person feel that he was harassed or get that he wasn't protected. You know.
Okay, so which comes first? Which leads the sport or the law? I mean, you know, we love the game of football, right?
Yeah.
No matter what changes does that been lead by law? Because the federation said this is the new law, this is the new law, so the sport will
Yeah.
change, or the sport itself will innovate, and then how to regulate that? We will add some terms to the rule.
No, it should be regulated. It should be on the grounded basis, on a fixed basis. Any change you want to do, any new idea you want to input into the game, to the sports mind, to anything, it has to be based on something written and clear. It cannot be. I cannot change the rules now for the paragliding, that they can fly without the parachute, and they can just do it with the electronic machine, with those like helicopters. It's not possible. It has to be written, studied, diagnosis in a very good way, and given to the nation in a clear way. Like it must be broadcasted like this.
So mainly you are approached by the athletes. I mean, those who has contracts already and they are very professional and what they're doing, and they are being sold between one club and another, or the club itself, or the rules and regulation in a country that puts certain rules for each sport in the country. So who is your customer in this loop?
No, my customer is whoever needs help. It doesn't have to. It's not decisive. I don't work like, for example, for the athletes against their gyms, or for the gyms to protect the high how to say capital amount of income. It's not about that. It's whoever needs support, whoever asks for your guidance. You have to do your job. So and do it. I tell you, this is why, because I'm from the field. I understand what it is. I understand the gaps. I know what it is to read a contract without knowing anything, like the bank papers that usually we sign when we take a loan. They give you a book like this and you just sign down, like finish it. So I want to change this. Like, no, let the contract be readable and understandable. So I work with the all sectors, try to invent something simple and productive and protective as well.
How can law or lawyers help move things smoothly? Let's say, can you give us a story if it is going to go alone, it will be so problematic. When it went to legal way, it was very smooth, or something like that. How can law help smooth trade of sport?
Yeah, usually it happens a lot with the new federations, because the regulations are new, the sport is new. Like, for example, for the skateboarding, now it's Olympic. For us, for my generation, for example, it was just something that guys play with the roller skate and they hurt their legs. But now it has, and I was proud that I took part in writing the regulations for this sports and the bylaws when I was in KSA, because it's really very hard to understand that there is the alpine skating and there's the outward and the inward and inside the garden and and the speed and the musical kind of skating. This kind of, like, how to make this new sports, because it's already an Olympic sport, how to spread it, how to protect it, how to make it clear to the players what it will take for you to participate, to play this. Sometimes you like to play tennis, but it's not, you are not gifted, your length will not help, your elbows, you have to understand. So the regulations will make everything clear.
So when it comes to sport, just like you said, skateboarding, or they are changing, and new sports are coming. Even now, esport is on the line, right?
Yes.
Right. So many
Yes.
things are just like moving, and innovation is happening. So how can legal support the innovation?
You have to keep updated, you have to stay updated, you have to follow, you have to understand, you have every day, not even one day can pass without knowing what's happening, what's going on. And if somebody tell you that he will be able to know 400 kind of sport that are found, he will not be saying the truth. But like, for example, I follow the federations that I work with, which are, for example, 14. So I see what the amendments, the things that are recommended now. How can I change the rules in a way that will fit the international federation with the local federation? How can I let the judges understand it? What's the effect on the disciplinary regulation? It's very important. What's the effect on the CSR? Because now every federation must have a CSR department that will do things only for the charity and for the awareness of sports and for the love of sports.
Mhm.
That's how you let, for example, how you let the athletes, when they finish their career in playing, how they become coaches, how they can become referees. Those, if you don't put them in the bylaws, this strategy, it will not be applicable. You have to build a community through what you write.
Okay. I love stories. So how about a story? Maybe your personal one when you were a professional. Have you ever faced a legal issue or some kind of athlete or a legal federation who could have been through problems if there was no legal rules or
Yeah.
any story you've been through?
Yeah. Yeah, there was in my country in Lebanon, I'm with the Thai Boxing Federation. But at that time, the mixed martial art was the MMA game was still new. It was not like highly popular and like this. And for the people who are watching, everybody they want to be UFC fighters. You know how it is when you are super excited about the lights, the arena, so everybody wanted to shift from boxing, Thai boxing, taekwondo, karate, whatever, to do MMA. And
Mm,
even they name it UFC game. So
mm,
at that time, my country, and the Minister of Sports, they think of this kind of game which is very aggressive and it's not healthy for athletes to do, and especially that have a lot of submissions, a lot of beating till you bleed. They put it in that way. So they wanted to stop the federation. Then, with the help of the president of my federation and a lot of uh, people who are in depth of sport, we were able to reach a way to let the nation understand there's nothing without training. We are not throwing people to go do MMA, mixed martial art games, or do Thai boxing without being trained for a certain period of time. And there are rules that they have to follow. It's
mhm,
not like he can just enter himself in there. There are certain number of games he have to play, which is like the preliminary games before he do a championship. It's
mhm,
not like we are and he must know the certain jiu-jitsu, grounding, wrestling. If those are found, then we can think of this person as participating in one of the events. It's not the easy that the way people they think that I know a little bit of grappling, I open a gym and then I can do championships. So
mm,
when you make the law clear that those are the regulations, if you are if all are tick correct, then you can open a gym. It's
mm.
not like just forbidden. There are the stages, the steps.
Okay,
So
always,
we solve
always.
this issue.
Oh,
Yeah.
my perceived knowledge about lawyers are there when there is a problem. Okay, at the beginning, when you set up the rules, it's fine.
Yeah.
Then what happened is things happen. I mean, problems
Yes,
happen, fights happen. Uh,
of course.
then you come as, yeah, let me handle it. You have a
Yeah.
big
But
file.
you see, when you are putting the penalty clause very clear, if
Let's
those
say,
five
let's say
are not
there
found.
is, let's say I mean, we finished the stage of setting up the rules. And,
Yeah.
there's a problem. And you went there, the rules were not clear, or whatever the problem is. How can you help I mean, where is your strength point?
Always
The setting up
always,
for this
yeah,
result.
always there should be a notification, a notice period. Always. Like you have to give if the first notification, the second, and the third before you do an action.
Mm,
If we know, for example, this gym is doing is not abiding by the regulations. He will take the first notice explaining this, and we will keep it in a file. Then again, he's still doing the same. He's still allowing under 10 years old kids to hit each other on the brain, which will cause concussion and problems for the studying and everything. Again, he's doing and he's opening big gyms because he's getting a lot of income. The second one, the third one, then you will start first, you will close the gym, you will pull the license that the federation has given him because it has given on a certain basis.
mhm,
And of course, he must pay a penalty. If the penalty was not painful, it will not be applicable.
mm,
If I come every day to tell you, you are using rusty materials in the gym, it will make all the kids poison. And by
mm,
the regulations it have to be monitored and changed and clean, and they are not listening.
mm,
When you put
mm,
the financial penalty with the fear of losing the license, you will see that everything will work. So sometimes really you have to be firm. And when we write regulations, it's not like I write it and I go away. We have to follow with this federation or with this gym the way of his life to see
mm.
if everything is applicable, if it's good. We don't just give paper and we leave, even
Okay.
when we sign the contract.
As a club, do I have to keep a lawyer by my side, or just like I understand the rules and go by myself?
No, no, every gym, like every company, commercial company must have a lawyer. Some companies they don't. They say no, we are just families and we don't want. At the first dispute, everything what about family will be forgotten. Every gym now or every institute who got the license for them, who put the internal regulations, who put the coaches regulation, who put the board of directors, how they vote, what they do, who put the capital of the money, all has to be regulated. So
Mhm,
it's easier for any entity to have a lawyer that they will ask. That's why it's called ask your lawyer. When you
mm,
have somebody, there's a professional person in this kind of paperwork. Give it to him. Do
mm,
your other stuff relaxfully. Don't bother your brain with the legal stuff, the regulations, taking care of the gym and taking care about the sports and the participation and the people inside.
What
Give each person his task.
what is special about sports club and gyms and athletes uh, for the perspective of law compared to normal law of business owners and commercial and all that stuff? What's
It
specific?
depends. It depends on the passion of the person. A lot of lawyers they are now specialized in the governance for the football games. This is a very now productive sector. For me, since the sports for me was always just a hobby and a passion, although I go professional with it, but my main job was a lawyer. I love being a lawyer, and I do my job in the best way possible. So now what I'm doing, since I stopped being an athlete, I'm trying to combine this passion in the sector that I love the most, which is the law. So
Mm.
you have to put in it the corporate, the real estate, the negotiation, the mediation, all has to be inside. It
So,
just depends on what's your passion.
okay, passion. You have dual passion in this
Yes.
world. So when you present yourself, which one you're proud of most? Being a champion or being a lawyer?
Actually, it's being a lawyer, but being an athlete because the athlete it's a hearty thing. It's like something. How to say? It's very dear.
Hmm.
So usually my profession is a lawyer, but I'm an athlete. When I say it, I always say yeah. So that's why when my professional life is a lawyer, but what is the thing that put a smile and the red face? It's the
Okay,
athlete.
let's talk to the young individuals who are aiming for dual career in law and
Yeah.
sports or different things, or no, doesn't have to be law and sports.
Yeah.
Through your experience, what advice could you give them? Should they go ahead or just focus on one thing?
I just want to tell everyone that life is really very beautiful, and I don't like the word it's very short. It's not short, it's full of experiences, it's full of adventure. Whatever you have a passion for something, any kind, golf, boxing, Thai boxing, football, basket, go there and start doing it. Biking, hiking, anything. Because this is the only gift that you are giving to yourself personally. When I'm doing something I'm enjoying, when I do my sports, I forget the full world. I
Mhm.
become different person. I become so happy, so stretched. My blood is all over my. It's kind of satisfaction that you cannot have, not by food, not by salary, not by work. When you are going every day home and you cannot move your back because of sitting of the chair, you have to work to live happily, not live to work. So
Mhm.
any kind of passion, like uh, I hear a lot of people, I love swimming, but I don't have time. Why? Then they got shocked. Yes, why? Yeah, well, there are gyms that are open sometimes 24/7. There's a free shore. Why don't you go and you start training to swim since you love it?
Mhm.
So what I wish to tell them, don't wait. Whatever you like, stand up and say, today, this is my gift. I want to give myself. I don't want to have earrings or a jacket. Those are externals. I want
Mhm.
something for me.
Mhm. Mhm. I see. I see. It's always about stories. So, what story would you like to share?
Yeah, I would like really. This is one of the most interesting story that passed through my life, which
Mhm.
I would, of course, I will not mention names or places. I would just say the case. I met when I was doing the Paralympics governance systems and regulations and everything. It got that I met a very nice guy who's on his wheelchair. His confidence, his education, his everything was amazing. So I from him I learned that there is a kind of sport called buchia, which I've never known about. So at first I didn't understand what it is, but I had also to study what it is because I have to write the regulations for this kind of sports. So I come to speak with this guy. I said, like, it's about what? It's about like what we use in it, whatever. He said, Manal, I was 17 years old. I traveled to America to see in which university I'm going to study. I was living happily, normally, everything. I come back home, a kind of a virus hit my spine. I slept, normal person. I wake up, I cannot move but my head, rarely. I
Paralyzed.
cannot move my hands, I cannot move my feet, I cannot do anything. I cannot even answer the phone.
Wow.
And I look at myself, I do almost 1,000 times per day, like, I don't want what you come. And I don't even think of it because it's for granted. I can do anything and it's per one day, he lost his nervous system. But this person is the true champion. He said, I'm not going to go down to it. I'm going to do something. So his family support everything. Now he's the world champion of Buchia. What is Buchia? Is they put under your hands one blue and one red ball. You have to carry, and by the force of the world, you will lift it up and you will throw. The moment you throw, it will hit either the blue or the red ball on the floor. Which, if you are blue and you hit blue, you got 1 point. Look about the dedication, about the will of living, about the excitement that you see in his face when he win a point. His face is he can only move his eyes and his lips, and
Mhm.
he is that much excited. And you find other people's, of course, I'm part of it also, that tell you, I don't have time to do sports. I'm tired. You know what? I'm feeling my bad. Those extra excuses. And not even one time you remember to say thank God. Not even one time you notice that you can speak, talk, walk, look, do anything. This is what really affected me in this story, that everything can be moved in a second. So take good care of this second.
Wow, okay. A very, very inspiring story indeed. And he's a very hard warrior, if I may
Yes.
say. We're wrapping up because the time ran fast. What message would you like to conclude this interview with?
I would like to conclude it with my mama's word, because my mom, we are four. We are a pharmacist, a lawyer, a maxillofacial surgeon, the one that reconstructs the full face, and an engineer. She couldn't stop those four, which is two boys and two girls, from going out, indulging in the society, I don't know what, blah, blah. So she put each one a hobby. She asked us what we like, and everybody went like to find his sports hobby. First, she gave us a career, she gave us passion, she gave us excitement in life and accomplishments, and we are able to do our studies where I'm the champion of the university and my brother is the champion of his college. This thing, this is what we need to raise the new generation of. It's not about buying him a phone or letting him in his room since he's watching TV. I don't want to listen to the voice. Like, let him do anything. He's in there with his iPad. Do something for his future. Those are his eyes are your eyes. His hands are your hands. So take care of the young generation. It's not about putting them in the room. Let them do some kind of sports to let out all this excitement. And for the very busy people in life that they don't even have time to drink water, I tell them that life can switch in a glimpse of a second. So get use of it. And as a lawyer and as an athlete, I thank you for the time today. And I appreciate what you are trying to do, because uh, people will listen to what we shared, and I'm sure, I hope they will have a good impact about it. So
Of
thank
course.
you a lot.
Thanks very much for giving us this insightful time, really, of this long experience and personal learned lessons you've been through, you by personal experience, and then moved into how to regularize that with law, and a very insightful message at the end, which is really helpful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Manal Salman with me, Daniel Tokop, this episode. And if you would
Thank
like
you.
to connect with her, you will find the link in the comment line. Please proceed. She's open and welcoming any questions related to sports or even law. She can help you. She's there from the beginning, and she will continue to support athletes and all that people are concerned about sports. Thank you, Manal, for joining us today.
Thank you a lot. Have a good
Thank
day.
you, everybody. Excited to see you in the next episode, Monday Talks, where great minds share their greater stories. Until next time, see you and keep smiling.
Thank you.
Bye.